Let me guess, you woke up this morning with a little bit of anxiety? Maybe you went to bed last night worrying about something, woke up in the middle of the night, tossing and turning, thinking, I don't know if I can get that done in time, and I don't know how this is going to turn out, and you woke up this morning kind of with a dark cloud hanging over you. Hey everybody, I'm David Burns. Good to be with you again today. And today I want to share with you how beekeeping can really improve our mental health. Now, let me say right off the start, I'm not a physician. I'm not a psychiatrist. And so I'm not giving you any health advice or mental advice. And if you have a severe case of anxiety or depression, you really need to seek professional help. But most of us deal with day-to-day anxiety, day-to-day stress. It's just the world we live in, right? I love it when you go to the doctor and the doctor says to you, you seem okay. You need to eliminate some stress in your life. Yeah, okay, I'll just go home and eliminate stress. Thanks for letting me know, like I haven't been trying that already, right? One of the ways that we can improve our mental health and maybe alleviate a lot of anxiety or stress is by beekeeping. Who would have thought beekeeping can be a stress reliever? Today, I want to share some pointers to let you know how beekeeping can help restore or maintain good mental health. Now, Dr. Jason Strauss, Director of Geriatric Psychiatry at Harvard affiliate Cambridge Health Alliance, says, many men are at higher risk for mood disorders as they age from dealing with sudden life changes like health issues, the loss of a loved one, even the new world of retirement. They may not want to turn to medication or therapy for help. And for many, interacting with nature is one of the best self-improvement tools they can use. One of the first ways that beekeeping can really help us is it can boost our self-esteem. We can go out there and take the knowledge that we've gained about bees and we can install a package and we can step back and say, I did it. And you have this level of self-fulfillment, of self-esteem. You kind of boost up your self-esteem by doing something that you weren't doing before. Now you did it, it worked out, and you feel like, wow, I'm feeling good about beekeeping. Beekeeping gives us a sense of accomplishment, like we're accomplishing something. And you know, for most people, men or women, we all feel like we want to accomplish something. Sometimes our day can just wear on, especially if you're retired, and you go through the whole day, the time gets away from you, and time does move fast, doesn't it? Gosh. And you go to bed at night thinking, I don't think I've accomplished anything today. But having a hobby or something like a sideline business with beekeeping, it really does give you a sense of accomplishment. Now, I told you the other day that one of my pet peeves is when people mispronounce the queen excluder and call it a queen extruder. Here's another pet peeve of mine that really gets me. It's when I hear people speak very negatively about themselves. This self-talk where maybe they're working their bees and they make a mistake and they say this, oh, what are you doing? That was so stupid. I'm so dumb. I should have known better. This negative self-talk is not healthy. Try to reverse that and speak positively. Say to yourself, wow, I did a really good job with that. This was new to me, and for my skill level, I think I really did a good job. Speak very positive thoughts about what you're doing with bees, like, hey, I'm glad I'm out here in nature. I'm having a fun time. It's good for me, and I didn't do too bad. Speak in a positive way. Don't speak negative. Another way that beekeeping can be a really good health boost for us, a mental health boost, is that it keeps us in the present. Sometimes we regret the past, some mistakes we made in the past. Sometimes we fear the future. But in reality, we can't do anything about the past and we can't really do anything about the future. We're just living in the present moment. And the more that we can focus on the here, right now, this present moment, the better our mental health is. Otherwise, we're going to worry about the future and regret the past, right? When you're keeping bees, like you're doing a bee inspection, doesn't it bring you into the moment? I mean, you can't really think about much else. You're just like, okay, I need to handle this frame. Okay, are they going to sting me? Okay, am I going to drop this frame? Do I see eggs? You're just in the moment, and that's so healthy. Now, somebody once told me another way that you can stay in the present moment is to take cold showers. So a friend of mine challenged me to take cold showers. Now, he lives in Florida, and I live here in Illinois. I have well water. Some, gigantic distance underground is the water source for me. Now, when we both challenged each other and we did that, I stepped into a cold shower, and my commitment was to stay there 3 minutes, to stay in the present moment. And it worked. All I could think of was, I'm going to die, I'm going to die, I'm going to die, I'm going to freeze to death and die. Oh my gosh, I can't breathe. And so when he did it, he's like, it wasn't that bad. So I said to him, what was your water temperature? He's in Florida. My gosh, their cold water is warm. I think his water was 60 something. My well water, 53 degrees. So I was freezing to death in there. So cold showers are off the list for me. I mean, I like hot showers. I don't like cold showers. So I'm not going to do cold showers, but beekeeping brings us into that present moment where we're like, wow, I'm so concentrated on the right now. And that's really healthy for us. Another way that beekeeping is really mentally healthy for us, it brings us one-to-one with nature. I mean, you're interacting with bees, fresh air, the sunshine. It's so good to pull up a chair and just watch the bees fly in and out. Now, if you're thinking about beekeeping, this might be just the thing for you, especially if you're struggling with trying to keep a sound mind. Just watching the bees work, hearing them buzz. How many of you have experienced just listening to the bees buzz as they work? It's very therapeutic. Leave a comment below if listening to bees and watching them is very therapeutic for you. I know it is for me. Another way that beekeeping gets our mind off of our worry and our anxiety and fretting is to study about bees and to learn. It's fun learning. Come on. It's always good to learn a new thing. It's always fun to learn more things. I really think that if we can take our minds off of the worry of the future, like, oh no, what if this happens? We can just say, you know what? I'm going to read a book. I'm going to read an article. I'm going to read a science report about bees. I'm going to watch a YouTube video about bees. Get my mind off of my worry that, usually doesn't amount to a whole lot anyway. And that can be real helpful. Well, if you want to study and learn, we're going to be offering our online courses at 50% off starting this Saturday on March the 18th, this weekend, celebrating the first day of spring on the 20th of March. So be sure and check that out in the description below. The links will be there for you. Take advantage of that because you'll be able to learn and grow in your study of bees. And that's going to be very healthy for your mental health. Mental health is so important. And Bobblehead David says, please subscribe. It would be so nice if you subscribed and gave me a thumbs up. I love you guys. Now let's get back into more of these mental health tips in beekeeping. Another way that beekeeping can help our mental health is it really does help us to be distracted from worry and fretting by planning. We need to plan. How do you feel like when you're going on vacation and you start planning? Isn't it fun planning? I want to plan this, or maybe you're going to build a new deck at your house. You're going to buy a new bicycle or a car, and you start planning on what you're going to buy. It kind of distracts you from worry and from fretting. So this idea of planning your beekeeping year or month, you're like, okay, I'm looking forward to getting my bees. I need to plan ahead, make sure I have everything. I need to make sure that my hive's where I want it. Which way is it facing? I need to make sure that my packages or nukes are going to arrive at the proper time. I'm all set. Do I have my protective gear? And then you already have your bees. You start planning your inspections. This time I'm going to be inspecting my bees. I'm going to be looking for the queen. What do I look for? Is she laying eggs? That planning, keeping a journal, writing notes down, planning ahead can be so beneficial to mental health. Now, another way beekeeping is very healthy for us mentally is it helps us develop a social life. It helps us develop friendships. Now, you can be a beekeeper and you can be a hermit and you can live all alone and not ever talk to anybody. I get that. But for the most part, if you're really a beekeeper that's following the way most beekeepers go, you will be involved in a beekeeping club, or you'll go to a beekeeping conference, or you'll interact with people in beekeeping, either removing a swarm from their house or something like that. You're going to have the opportunity to really develop friendships through beekeeping. One of the ways that I love it is that when I speak at conferences, I meet so many great people. And it's so fun to meet people. You meet them again at the next conference. You talk to them. I know it's not a day-to-day social activity with the same person, but it does establish friendships. It gets you out of the house. You know, I love Eastern Apicultural Society, EAS. This time we're going to be in Massachusetts in 2023. Big conference. You guys should check it out. I'll leave a link in the description below. But I have so many friends. I call them my EAS friends. I only see them once or twice a year, but I treasure their friendships. We email almost on a weekly basis with many of us. We have this connection that we see each other. It's just like we've been together, even though we haven't hung out together. It's just like we pick up right where we left off. So beekeeping can bring more friends into your relationships. And I'll get this. It's interesting. I've got this mentorship program. I've done it for several years. Many of you are a part of it, B Team 6. What's really cool about it, many people tell me that they enjoy just being able to talk to me when they have a question or a concern, that it makes them feel like they have a friend on the other end of the email or telephone that they can reach out to me and say, oh no, because, you know, let's face it, sometimes beekeeping can cause anxiety if you're not sure what to do next. So having somebody close that is more knowledgeable than you are is a big help. They can become your friend, your mentor, your coaching. I'll leave a link in the description below if you want to sign up for B Team 6. We do have a few openings. Another way beekeeping can help our mental health socially is through live streaming. It's amazing when you get onto a live stream that you can sit there in the chat section and chat to other beekeepers, ask them questions. I have a live stream coming up this Thursday, 7 p.m. Central Time. Some of you kind of get confused on Central Time or Eastern Time and all that. 7 p.m. Central Time. You got to figure that out. Some of you are dropping in at 8 o'clock, thinking that that's 7 o'clock. But, you know, 7 o'clock my time would be 8 o'clock Eastern Time, okay? Eastern is sooner than 7. So 8 o'clock Eastern Time, 7 o'clock Central Time as we go out west. But that's a great time to get together, leave some comments in the chat, talk with me, ask me questions. You can interact through live stream. Kind of didn't like live stream several years ago when I would watch different people's live streams. I didn't really like it a lot because I usually watched it after the fact, so I couldn't interact. But I think live stream is really valuable to bring a distance socialization of beekeepers together. I really like it. It's working out well for us to interact through live stream. So check that out. I'll leave a link in the description for my live stream this Thursday, where we'll be talking about mistakes that new beginners make. Another way that beekeeping can really help our mental health is it keeps us moving. Now, let's face it, I know some of you are young people and you're very active, and that's really great. Now, some of you are watching and judging by my analytics on YouTube, you're getting at the age where maybe you're not moving as much as you used to. Maybe you need to be a little more active. Hey, I know I do. And so, you know, beekeeping gets us more action. It gets us more moving around. We're bending more. We're using our hands more. We're going out there. We're walking to the hive more. We're lifting and pulling. That's really good for us to stay active, walking, moving, and getting outdoors. Keeps us active. You've got to stay active. The more active you are, the more your mental health is going to improve. So it is amazing how beekeeping can really help our overall mental health. Now, if you're thinking about making a split for that hive that you overwintered, congratulations. Here's a great video on tips and tricks on making a split. I'll see you over there.